Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guess what? My fan is on full blast, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But my room is toasty. Alright. You settle down, Nick the Tech. Out the gate and already throwing things. What's... Sorry, I made myself giggle. And here we go. We're using the little guy today. There is so much going on! Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Cool? Cool. I can't throw anymore. So. Also, what's going on, big bro Addy? Welcome. I hope this is your introduction to my stream. Because if so, that would be really funny to me. Since you guys like doing that. Did I like your gift? Yeah, I liked your gift. Just letting you know, guys. If you like throwing things, consider cheering bits. Why? Because you get to throw twice as many things that you cheer. So if you cheer, for instance, 100 bits, you throw 200 Dr. Peppers. If you cheer 500, you throw 1,000. So just letting you know that. Not to mention, if you do, you also get access to several exclusive emotes. These are them right here. The Val Kiss is at 25,000. The Phantom Frame is your introduction at 1,000. Goober Val is at 10,000. And your Val Squeeze is at 5,000. Just something to keep in mind for the future. Because then, you get to use combinations like this. Okay, back to work I go. Thank you, Nova. Alright. I gotta get paid first. Of course, of course. It's not a requirement, just a suggestion. Shinji, crank that soldier boy. Thank you, Bubbles. I'll get that working one of these days. One of these days. Alright. So, we got a couple quick things to talk about because I don't want to take up too much of our time. I want to make sure we focus on our guest today. A couple of things to go over. One, for those that may have missed it yesterday, we'll talk a little bit about the voiceover thing that happened a week ago. Man, guys, that was awesome. That was incredible. Like, real talk, I could not have anticipated that stream to go so well. And it was incredible. It was awesome. And I'm so excited for the future events that we will get to have. Like, it's just nuts to me. So thank you all to those who came and participated and those who came to support those who were taking part in it. Like, truly, thank you. So we have another show coming up. This time it's not an audition-based one. It is a one where I'll be supplying some scripts and some audio clips, and we're just going to react to them on stream. So if you want to be a part of it, if you're a VTuber, you want to be a part of it, if you're join my server, if you're not a part of it already. I mean, I think a lot of people who are in my chat right now are already a part of the server. So yeah. With that in mind, something I talked about a little before was the VOD going forward is going to try. I'm going to try and make it be on days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Any one of those days, and I might bring it down to about once a week, maybe twice a week, up until I leave for Japan next month. And that is to accommodate my busy schedule because I'm working 2 jobs and I'm a university student, so I'm managing that on top of it, and I stream on top of that too. So I'm wanting to make sure I don't burn myself out, and I want to make sure that everything is being balanced. So with that, thanks, big bro. I appreciate that. You can't see it, but I just gave you a salute. Please bring me back some mochi. You got it. You got it, Ichinyan. I got you. So yeah, the VOD it'll be once, maybe twice a week, and it'll be on those aforementioned days. But I might be streaming twice a day. Once for the VOD and the other for in the afternoon when I get to play with my friends. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want to help support me in my trip to Japan, I'm just saying, those bits, you get good stuff out of them. Just saying. So anywho, look, I'm a streamer. I gotta plug that. But not as much as I gotta plug our wonderful guests' handles and all that. I don't want to just say. Anyway, it's time for us to get in and talk about our guest today. Japan, really good luck with it, mate. Aw, thanks, big bro. I appreciate it. What's going on, Ghost? How are you doing? It's time for us to talk about our guest today. So, when I first met our guest, I want to say it was about a month ago, like actually getting to meet them for the first time. And I had seen a little bit of their stuff on Twitter and seen a little bit of it floating around from some of our wonderful friends and guests that we see on the show. And at the time, I was like, oh, look at that. They had just reached 50 followers. They just reached 50. That's awesome. I looked away for one moment, and I looked back, and all of a sudden, whoa! They're at 200. I looked back. I looked away and looked back one more time. And they're currently sitting at 418 in such a short amount of time. And so that's something that is just honestly really awesome, really incredible to see. So I'm so excited to talk with them about it and see what their secrets are and whether or not they're willing to divulge those secrets. So, without further ado, where's my script? And by script, I mean, I'm doing this off the cuff. Can't you guys tell? Where is that? There it is! So, today, we will be welcoming the necromancer turned dryad. This thieving bone bat may have done an oopsie and stole something she shouldn't have. But that just made her to the comforting tree when everyone enjoys. Remember to offer your blood to this blood goddess. Please welcome. Pardon me. I was going into my Markiplier phase right there. Man just breaks down mid-conversation and just starts laughing and losing his mind. Pardon me. Remember to offer your blood to this blood goddess. Please welcome WillowTreeNeccromancy. Oh my goodness, I'm having a breakdown just reading that. That's why I'm happy anytime people give me their, people end up giving me their, intros to read. I'm like, please have fun with it, you know. If it makes me giggle live on stream, that's the funniest thing to me. You know, and that creativity that people have, those intros are meant to be an exercise in just Valentine Wharf stash. What a reference. Holy cow. Hold on, did you just say Valentine? Okay, hold on. Because since they added the Gigantify emotes, it just
so much.
Plus, I can use them without, you know, any money. All right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, Willow, how are you doing today?
I am good, darling. How are you?
You've seen how I am today.
Yeah, it's okay though.
To sum up, before we kind of move on, to sum up, I'd say what to expect in how giggly this is probably going to be this stream. Oh, thank you for following, big bro. I appreciate that. In my server, Willow's nickname.
Oh no.
Willow's nickname is Booby Cat. And that is like a lot of us with kind of like an inside thing is slowly spreading throughout the server. Is the great Monozuki started a thing called the Kitty Cult, where all of us in it changed our profile pictures in my server to cats. And so Willow's is a cat with what looks like melons. Oranges in the breasticles. So, hey, everyone, came by to say hi before I get back to work. Hope you all have a good stream. Also, Dr. Pepper gotta follow. We see quality.
Sayon!
I'm pinning that. Get pinned, nerd.
Sayon's wonderful.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you for the follow. Here's some get out of here, pinned comment. I mean, I love you, but like, there you go.
Pin it. Get out of here.
For your travels. But if that is for signs to come, Booby Cat. That's all I need to say. Oh goodness. So yeah, why don't we get into it? Okay, sorry, I'm having trouble holding it together. This is gonna be a fun show.
This is great.
Oh, yo, thanks, JG. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Pops, how are ya?
Hold the line. No. Thank you for that. So, it's time for me to ask my first. Okay, so it looks like. That's funny. Did you got banned in Phantom's chat?
What?
So Phantom and I share our ban info with each other, and we share ban info, and I just see JG just said hello yo, and it says restricted banned in the Phantom fame. So I'm wondering if he got accused and banned in his chat.
I think so.
Oh goodness, throws one can. All right, the funny guy. That's exactly it. It turns out to be our guess. No, it was our guess.
What?
Through it.
I would never.
Lies. I detect lies. All right, so it's time for me to ask my first, and in my opinion, most important question. That is, Willow, who are you, and what is your story?
Well, I am WillowTreeNeccromancy. I have almost went into my opening speech that I give Raiders. I was a necromancer who stole something that she should not have, and ended up paying the price with my life. And then, due to magic shenanigans, I am now a dryad from a willow tree stuck in the garden, which is its own universe between life and death. And I'm here to comfort, because all the viewers are people who have come to the planes between, and I am here to comfort them while they choose to go back, stay with me, go on to the great beyond, you know? So,
so
yeah,
what is a dryad? Before we go on,
it is a tree person.
A tree person
from mythology. Yeah, basically, I am the soul of the tree when I died, my soul got tied to the tree and became a whole new entity. So here I am.
So essentially, you're treesus.
I will accept this new title, yes.
I see. Go on.
I mean, I'm already getting so many different titles because I was not a blood goddess, and then people were like, "Ah, yes, blood for the blood goddess," and I'm like, "Okay,
Ah, yes,
all
Warhammer
right."
fanatics. It do be like that
But I'm
sometimes.
fine with it.
Well, that's good, at least. Now, Willow would never lie. I'm gonna call her Treesus from now on. Good. Um,
I am goddess, and you know it.
so, taking a little bit of a step back from your VTuber
hmm
and who your lore is, who is
hmm
Willow? Why did Willow get into streaming? Because everybody's reasons are different, and I don't know, like, do you have prior experience to streaming before, we saw Willow?
I wouldn't say streaming. I did have a little bit of a stint on YouTube
Ooh,
and Tumblr that uh, got a little bit of attraction, but then
uh-huh.
eventually I kind of dropped it
Mm-hmm.
because life stuff happened, and then it felt wrong going back to it.
Mm-hmm. When you decided to become a VTuber, so to speak, what was the primary influence? Like, what got you into this? Because as what I ask with a lot of people who choose to do this, everybody's reason is different. Some have, good, fun, like unique ones. Others are just, I saw X person, I wanted to do that, and here we are.
Well, my reasoning is kind of a little bit serious and sad. um, well, I can't work. I have a lot of medical issues that keep me from having and maintaining a regular job.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I'm also not very outgoing, which, it might seem a little strange to people who know me as my online personality, but
Mm-hmm.
in real life, I don't really speak much to anyone. So I started this because I was lonely
Oh, I see. The sort of
and I wanted to kind of be a comfort place for anyone who wanted someone else to not be lonely with.
now in adapting these feelings and these uh, concepts into your VTuber model and lore. Is that what you how did you try and incorporate that into not only your design but also your lore? What personal aspects are you trying
Um,
to add?
I guess because, as I said, whenever they come to my channel, they come to my world, whatever, I'm here to comfort them, entertain them, let them feel like they're not alone. And that's kind of just what I've always wanted to be because I try to keep a very friendly and close knitness with the chat because I know most of the chatters and the new chatters I get to know.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I try to bring a feeling of they belong. If they feel like they don't belong anywhere else, they belong here in the garden.
That's wonderful. I mean, I feel like a lot of people these days, they they want to try and foster that sort of community of wholesomeness and uh, familiarity. I mean, I can think of off the top of my head a couple people who are trying to do that, yet a lot of times it doesn't pan out as well because, trying to create a community of that friendliness and that welcomingness, it can be hard. What have you been
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
do to try to foster that sense of closeness with your community?
Um, I feel bad saying it, but it kind of is just how I naturally am with people. I haven't really tried to do anything. It's just how I've treated people because I treat others how I want to be treated, which is with gentle kindness, sometimes a little flirty, uh, but basically feeling like I am being welcomed and I belong. Because, I don't get that sometimes with all the stuff that I have going on.
So what it sounds like to me is Willow is, oh, pardon me, is simply a manifestation of just who you are as an individual. The only difference is, uh, you know, dryad, tree.
Yeah, I'm a tree person here.
You're a tree person. Couldn't have put it better myself. Now, what kind of tree though? Did you say what kind
A
of tree?
weeping willow tree.
A
Weeping willow.
Oh my god! How did I? Oh my gosh!
A lot of people ask, honestly, so you're fine.
The answer was right there. I was just too blind and I couldn't see it.
You're okay, honey. It's okay.
Willow, what kind of tree are you? Now that you mention it, I'm a redwood. Just like, what are you doing, Val? Come on, get your head out of your ass.
You're okay, darling.
The answer is right in front of you. You fool! Keep it together, Val. Come on. I was going for that. Oh my goodness. What do you mean never space communism? The one place capitalism is in space. Anyway, all right. No. Oh my goodness. So, as you're trying to do all this stuff and get it going and sort of rolling and whatnot, there was always some hurdles that we. Don't you say think fast and throw it?
I love Nick. Nick's wonderful.
Free JG. JG did nothing wrong. Lies. Were there any kind of because you say you have these medical conditions that can be debilitating? What kind of roadblocks have you faced to try and make this work? Because I know with somebody like Iron Mouse, a very big individual who struggles with a debilitating medical condition, she's open about just the things that it makes it hard for her to stream. Are there any kind of roadblocks, not specifically with your medical conditions, but just overall, that sort of helped you strengthen yourself and in your resolve to continue streaming?
Well, mostly just trying to get over my nervousness and shyness, really. I'm still trying to be better about, keeping up a constant conversation because I'm always just I'm a wallflower, more or less. But also just learning how to do all of this.
Yeah.
All the tech, all the setting up everything, the setting up times, making sure that I don't mess up anything. I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist, so that it's another hurdle I have to deal with.
I think the perfectionism is something that runs with a lot of streamers and a lot of VTubers these days. But in the competitive market that we see, I feel like that's something you kind of have to be. Oh, it's from you too. What is it? Streams hanging up hard. What do you mean might be on? Oh, it is. What is going on?
Oh, darling. Oh, no.
Lag. Sometimes it happens. I'm running on potato Wi-Fi. I'm in a college apartment complex with like 8 other buildings. So sometimes the stream will lag a little bit, but thankfully I can see it on my end. On my left monitor, I can see what you guys see. So, but yeah, I mean, just that timidness, that shyness. I know it still plagues me sometimes, but it's something I think I got over probably month 2 as I was starting to stream. Sleepy little guy. Do you find that you have the same level of shyness now that you did when you started?
No, I feel like I've definitely got a bit more comfortable in this skin. And also the fact that I've just kind of built up a bit of a stamina with the streaming and everything, because in the early days, I actually came to you and Phantom for advice on how to deal with my throat hurting, because after like just 2 hours, because again, I didn't talk to a lot of people. I talked to just my husband and my boyfriend, and sometimes my family, but we aren't as close as we are now. So I was dealing with that a lot. So It's gotten a bit better. I
Uh-huh.
just need to learn how to not accidentally do like long ass streams.
Oh, you know, I know how you feel. Like, I commend Phantom and his ability to do long streams. That's stuff that, like, I just feel so absolutely drained. Like, even after 2 hours, I just feel physically drained, and it's hard for me to
Mhm.
be like, you know, oh, man, I gotta continue on. I gotta press forward. I gotta do this. You know, I gotta keep that energy up. I gotta maintain that. And there's some days where, you know, after an episode of the VOD, I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna be my VC and my server. You know, let's come chat. And so, you know, I love talking with people in my chat. It's sometimes just like, okay, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And so, just hyping myself up continuously, because like
Mhm.
Val is, I would definitely say, for me at least, Val is an extension of myself, but myself when I was in high school, you know, getting out of high
Mhm.
school, because I'm in my mid-20s now, and so, you know, I'm still a little guy, but in that time, I've changed a lot in the aspect of my social battery just is not what it used to be.
Mhm.
And so it's just so hard to, you know, right after just be like, oh, I gotta continue talking to people. You know, because it's hard.
Mhm.
Oops, I
Mhm.
accidentally did an 11-hour stream again. Oh geez, man, I did a 24-hour shoot. Which, on a side note, I don't, I after experiencing 2 days ago on Monday, and I
Mhm.
was for the first time in a long time in my life, I was awake for about 22 hours, just working nonstop. Never again.
Oh, honey.
I don't think I thought it'd be fun in the future to do a 24-hour stream, and now I'm like, you know what? Nope. I'm not gonna do a 24-hour stream. I can't. I don't think I can physically handle it.
Oh, honey.
I was falling over, and I was just not in a right headspace at that time.
Mm.
So, to whoever can do that, hands off to you. It's not for me. I like my 2-hour streams. You know,
Yeah, I think the longest one I did was that accidental 15-hour one.
accidental 15. Can we talk about that? What do you mean accidental 15?
Okay, so I didn't mean to go that long. Um, but you know, chat kept being like, 1 more hour, and I'm like, yeah, 1 more hour. And then I was hanging out with actually Bravo, and he's like, I'm gonna hit my 12-hour mark, and I'm like, I will stay for that. I will stay and help you along the way, because we were bouncing off of each other because we were both tired at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Of course.
but he had started later than me, is the thing.
Uh-huh.
So we were there, struggle busting towards the end. He finally reached it. We're like, yeah, we can end.
Ooh. Ooh. I get so exhausted just doing a 2 to 3 hour stream, let alone a 15-hour. I can't imagine, because and like I've been with my mods where, like, for instance, that VO stream, like, it was awesome. It was so cool, you know, having so many people in chat. Like, for once in my streaming career, I could not keep up with chat, and I could not respond to and read everybody's comments like I'm reading right now. I could read everybody's and say, oh yeah, look at that. Yup, facts. You know,
Mhm.
we see 24 hours like, are you okay? Woo, those pieces. We did it. Angry Titan. Ayo. Ooh, Willow's on it. Yeah, glad you did come. Anyway, we're not doing ball gag. No.
Nope. Mm-mm.
No. Um, it's the
Out of
entire
respect for
country of
Val.
Greece.
It's Greece.
Uh, so, but right after that, because that was about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as Sawa left, I met with one of my mods, and instantly he just hears me go, oh, thank goodness it's done. And then he hears in the background, he hears this sound. And that's the sound of me hitting my desk. It's just,
Poor
you can
thing.
just imagine just, oh, thank goodness it's over.
Honey.
So, and it's but I mean, I was so happy, but at the same time it's just one of those things where, like, as soon as it's over, I'm like, yeah, wonderful, thanks for coming by, thanks for stopping by. I close the door and I'm like, oh, I just immediately fall to the floor. Like, you have that big plastered fake. Well, it's not a fake smile. I don't want to put out there like I'm faking my happiness. It's not that. It's just like you have that big old smile and you're so happy to see people. You close the door, instantly it falls to just the
Relaxed
smiles,
position.
the relaxed position. The smile's gone, and now you're just like, oh. And suddenly you just drop your shoulders, and you stumble over to the couch and plop down and just start scrolling through your phone for the next like hour.
Yeah, my husband found it absolutely hilarious, but also slightly worrying that after that long stream, because in my stream room I have a bed behind me. I just turned around, flopped down, face down on it, and was just dead sleeping, as he called it.
Yeah. I think I've had, after I streamed Elden Ring for I think 6 hours, I was like, all right, I'll see you guys for the VOD tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. And as soon as it ended, I said, with the person who I rated into, is like, all right, I gotta go have fun. I'm gonna lurk GG, goodbye. As soon as I just hit enter, I put my headset down, went over to my bed and collapsed and just passed out.
Oh, honey.
But that's just streaming.
And
me when I'm getting ready for bed.
Streaming.
Honestly. Decompressing, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. But I wouldn't trade it. It's fun and it's a good experience. And maybe
This
one
has
of
been
these
so
days,
much fun.
maybe one of these days I'll tell my family. Until then, sorry, my family. I'm not telling you that I stream.
My family knows.
That's awesome. I don't want my family to know.
They do not know the name. I will never tell them the name, especially now that I've, had, those unsay-so streams.
Those unsay-so streams. One of ball and gag variety.
That was just one of them.
Just one of them. One of a few. They're quirky.
Yeah, just one of them. It's fine.
No. I'll talk to my therapist about it and say like, because I told my therapist, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I stream, and he's just like, oh, I see. I'm like, what is that supposed to be? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, all right, okay, keep your secrets.
I wouldn't be able to handle that. I'd be like, please expound.
Oh goodness. Look, he's there to listen to my problems and to help me and guide me through my mental health issues. Not there to judge me on whether or not I stream.
Exactly.
Maybe the source of your low self-esteem comes from the fact you're compensating by trying to perform live on an internet stream in front of 5, if you're lucky, people. Like, first of all, how dare you be correct? Second of all,
correct.
Expound. Exactly. No, my therapist is cool. We're on a first name basis and everything.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm like, what up, Jeff? He's like, what up, Val? And I walk into his office, sit down on the couch, and we talk for an hour. Oh goodness.
My therapist has known me since I was like 8. So
see, that's me with my doctor. Like, again, I'm in my mid-20s now, but he's a pediatrician. But the thing is, I at this point, he's like, yeah, no, you're fine. You just come in and bring in your niece or something, but I could see you when I see your niece, and you don't have to like pay exorbitant prices for them. Like, okay, because like I've been seeing him since I was like 6 or 7 years old. So but the funniest thing about it is he's a wonderful doctor, super cool dude. I believe he's divorced, but the reason why I bring that up is because he was his own divorce attorney, because he has not only a PhD, he has a doctorate of medicine in pediatric medicine, but he also has a law degree.
Wow.
And so when we found that out, my mother was like, ah, well, thanks for telling us. Now we know that if we need to sue you for malpractice, you'll be able to represent yourself in your own malpractice case.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. Like the very first time we met with him, you know, I was like, I think 7 years old, and I had inflamed lymph nodes. For those that don't know, lymph nodes are those glands that are on the inside of your neck, right below your jaw. And lymph nodes they're part of your endocrine system that help with hormones and help with all types of different things like that. And so mine were just enlarged. They were to the size of golf balls. As a child, that's not good. And so I it was, you know, my neck was big and it hurt. And so I walked in there just crying, and doctor walks over. He's like, has gloves on. He says, all right, let me see this. Puts 2 fingers on my neck and like rubs it. He's like, dude, those are so cool. That's awesome. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, that's sick. You got, it looks like a golf ball. And you're like, that's awesome. Can I take a picture of that? That's awesome. I'm like, okay, fine. And so from that moment on, my mom and I was like, that's the doctor I want to see my children.
Hell yeah. Sounds amazing.
He's a super cool dude. I mean, I haven't seen him in like, I want to say 3 years, but that's because I've been in college in a different state. So I haven't had to see the doctor, you know, in those times. Yeah, he's a champ. He is Captain Rock Maxi. Look at the education on that guy.
That's hot. That's sexy.
Yes, nothing sexier than a man with a double major.
I'd wipe that man up.
I'd wipe. Look, all I gotta say, I trust a man that can take care of me and sue me at the same time.
Exactly. Hot.
he is John Everyman. He is the doctor. All he needs to be is a cop now, and then he fits the one of my favorite archetypes in acting is Dr. Cop Lawyer, which is so Dr. Cop Lawyer is like those roles that you get in a soap opera where you don't get a named character. You just get like, you're either a doctor, a cop, or a lawyer. It's like he's already 2/3 of the way there to being a soap opera character. You know, male vowels will... What do you mean male vowels? What does that mean? Will expunge their throats to attract a good deal on audio gear.
Oh.
It do be like that sometimes. Sweetwater, am I right?
It's kind of like talking about in nature documentaries about how the male of the species will do certain things.
It's a mating call.
It's like a mating call.
Yep, that's exactly. You know, the last relationship I had, you know, it was just like, so, honey, did you see the new sale on, you know, those the speakers, those focal speakers over at Sweetwater? Yeah, they're, instead of $3,000, they were $250. Oh, good. Hello, Ethan. Still getting calls from Sweetwater rep. For those that don't know, Sweetwater is a wholesale distributor and reseller of like equipment, like electrical equipment. So enough about that. Enough about all this. I bought one 2i4. Go on. He says, "You want Focusrite? I will give you Focusrite. You will be the focus of my right." Anywho, okay. There's something I wanted to talk about a little bit. We kind of talked about this beforehand. Are you sure you don't want the entire good experience? You settle down, Mile. Not a lot of people except for myself will know what you're talking about. So we kind of talked about this a little bit before the show, and that was the expanse of size that you've gotten in a relatively short amount of time. So if we take a look at where is it? Twitch tracker. Let me bring that up. I had it saved.
Believe in you, darling.
Something else.
Of course, I always believe in you.
That's good. That's good. So I'm not putting myself in a good self-esteem. Valdun got the receipts. Thank you, Rex. My favorite lord. Our favorite Lord
Hi.
Rexworth.
Hi, Rex. Hi, darling. How are ya?
We raided into him yesterday. He was playing Dave
That's wonderful.
the Diver. All right, so I have it up. So you started in February of this year. Ooh, Val. Thank you for the ooh. So you started in February of this year, and from there, you started at the bottom. It was 0 followers, and you gained 75 in the course of your first month, which is awesome. You gained another 100 in March, 55 in April, 92 in May, and so far you're up to gaining 73 here in June. Good to see you both on the same stream. Aw, thanks, Rex.
Aww.
You know, for a lot of people, that is a big growth that's happened in such a short amount of time. You know, what do you think contributed most of all to this sudden growth?
Like, I know we mentioned it before, but apart from being kind of a lewdsome tuber, because I don't think I've fully reached lewd tuber, just the facts that I was part of communities before I started streaming. And good fertilizer, lots of sunshine. I just think that Miracle Grow. But yeah, I just think that I guess just being friendly, making myself kind of part of other communities, making friends there, and having, I guess, a good way that people think about me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help that I'm like, oh, haha, flirty, mommy thing. But I also would like to assume that it's because of my, personality, and that I'm willing to be kind to anyone that I meet.
Yeah, I think that definitely plays a big role in it. I mean, a big factor that certainly plays into it is that personality, because we kind of talked about it a little bit before, where there are some relatively medium-sized people that we have seen, and where a specific individual we talked about has about 7,000 followers on our followers on Twitch, and that's awesome. However, I believe let's see, this Twitch tracker is a beautiful thing. Their average viewers of all time is about 22. Let's see, they're 7.9k followers, but they're at a 22 viewer average. Now, they do amazing content, and they're awesome. I've interacted with them a lot, and they're very much worth checking out. However, you see someone of that size, sometimes you tend to expect a little, like, more average viewers. And I know for some that could be very disheartening. And so it calls into question, well, how do they maintain, and how do they get that size like that, but how do they increase that growth? And I guess in your case, from such a small size compared to it, but you're still averaging good consistent numbers in that, that's clearly something you should be proud of.
I'm very proud of it, especially just the fact that I'm not one of those people who want to keep an eye on the numbers. I don't really look at that, honestly. So it's really always a surprise being like, oh my goodness, people want to see me today?
Well, and I think it lends to that concept of quality over quantity. Because, like, I don't like to talk about myself. I don't like to compare myself with my streams and with my performance and who I am as a person, as a streamer. From what people have told me, they just didn't. They like and they enjoy my streams, and even though I don't stream as frequently as a lot of people, people like watching it, and so that leads me to believe I must be doing something right to warrant for them to want to come back. And the reason why I say it like that is because I think that very much applies to how you've used your natural personality to achieve a good steady growth. Is people are seeing you for who you are, as opposed to, oh look, it's somebody who I rated into, I'll give them a follow and then I'll never watch them again. It's like, oh, I like what I'm seeing for one reason or another. But regardless, they're just like, I like what I'm seeing, and why not, let's check this out, let's see where this goes. So I think that genuine quality you have toward your viewers certainly lends you that credibility of why you're growing at such a consistent rate. Sorry, that was a lot of words in a short amount of time.
You're okay. It's okay.
So, how are you trying to maintain this growth, so to speak? If this is something you try to maintain, or are you just kind of letting it flow naturally? Like, what is going on here with this?
I think I've kind of just let it go naturally. I haven't tried to grow. I haven't really been putting in a lot of effort, if I'm being honest. I'm just having fun and hoping that other people are having fun with me. So I hope that, I guess, I keep being me and people still like me.
I mean, again, looking at your metrics, oh, that's kind of annoying, actually. That swarm emote. Wait, what? I didn't see it. What? I didn't see it. Hold on, I'm gonna. If I did this, I'm just curious. Huh? Does that do anything? I don't.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, okay, it's on stream like that. Okay. I was so confused. What the heck is that emote? All right. Okay. Never you mind.
Never you mind.
I see. But yeah, so going back and comparing those metrics, if we take a look at, say, this week, so that person we talked about, if you take a look at the person we talked about, this week average viewers 13.8. That's for them. For you, this past week, 13.2. This past month, 17.7 for them. For this past month, for you, 14. And so again, it's interesting to see where these dynamics and where these things are coming from on such different sizes and scales. That's not to say one is performing better than the other. Maybe those sizes, they like them. That's happening for them. But it's just always interesting to see where that sort of lies and where that sort of comes from. Especially when people are so pressed for benchmarking their success at how big they are in their channel size. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as you're kind of as you're growing like this, what would you say you're hoping to try and do in order to maintain that momentum? Val is baby who needs, what is it? Is that supposed to be baby? Val is the baby who needs protecting. Excuse me?
Indeed.
I'm just a little guy.
Yeah, you're just a little guy.
Freaking love this mom. So what are you kind of trying to do to maintain this momentum, if that's a word, this momentous growth, so to speak?
That's a good question, my guy. I don't even know how I got here, if I'm being honest. I'm just trying my hardest to, I guess, be entertaining, to include chat, because I do like to include chat with my streams, have new things, like new redeems and new little fun stuff that I can do on stream.
Yeah.
I guess I just keep trying to add stuff so that they'll keep finding me interesting. While I, talk about random stuff and chat with chat, Well,
it seems a lot of the streams I find you when you're either playing something like Cult of the Lamb or that duck one, like
Plastic Duck Simulator?
I think that's what that is. The one where you're just sitting, it's just a pool and everyone's like, the Twitch chat are just ducks.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a redeem where they can choose their ducky,
What?
and they can,
Oh, goodness.
yeah.
It,
or I've named some of them,
oh.
already.
Well, because I remember we were talking on, like, you were in my chat off of one of my streams. We were talking about how you just have you sent me an image where you just have a whole bunch of rubber ducks in, like, your kitchen.
Yeah. And the bathroom.
And the bathroom.
Yes. When I first moved in to our house, my husband actually set that up as a little gift for me.
Oh.
Just showing off these little duckies that my boyfriend had gotten me. So yeah, I like duckies. They're very cute. But I had actually gotten into it because Renthio was playing it once, and I'm like, that is so cute.
I mean,
It's a good idle game for me to talk to chat,
I was gonna say, a lot of the high viewer count streams I've seen you do is in that game specifically. Are you?
Because it allows me to just continue. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It allows me to have something on screen that I can still interact with, that they can kind of interact with, but it also gives my attention to chat so that I can do the redeems, the silly redeems, like the sippy time, the big stretch, saying things, calling people good boy, girl, pet, whatever. But it also gives them something to look at and interact with a little bit.
Yeah, no.
But I think it's mostly they just like having me to themselves.
Well, it seems that garners a lot more traction than, say, your gaming streams. Do you think that comes from, just the entirely different atmosphere with just sitting there and just chatting with people as opposed to just, playing something? Because at least I've noticed that people like these streams that I do where I'm just talking to people. They just like that more than my game. I think they like this more than my gaming streams, and that's okay. It's a format that works. It's tried and true. And so, is that something you want to focus on more of in the future as you continue to grow? Are these sit down chat, like fireside chats, as opposed to playing games?
It's kind of why I've started adopting co-hosting on my channel, because I've noticed my chat seems to really like that, and I also like hanging out with someone, introducing someone new to my community. Sometimes it's a friend, for Pete, but we play our own games, we hang out. Sometimes they're streaming them as well, and I'm chatting with them. I'm chatting with chat, and they seem to like it. So, but yeah, that seems to be the kind of stuff that I'm also pretty happy with.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I've heard a lot of. I've heard a lot of chatter from inside my server, just people hanging out in either your streams or they're hanging out in your server and just hanging out and chatting. And clearly this is something that can be taken and used to evolve your content a little more. I mean, incorporating people into it. I mean, heck, who knows? You start your own talk show that's just based in the pool.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's fun to be a co-host. That's awesome, Albie. Was Albie one of your co-hosts?
Oh yes, sweet Albie. God bless Albie. He's wonderful.
Albie is a marshmallow of joy, is what I will call it.
He's wonderful. So sweet, so kind.
Yes. We must speak nothing but good things about Albie. Well, and I told him this, that I'd have to say Albie, I think, is the nicest guest I ever had on my show.
Yes.
So.
Oh my god, he's so sweet.
The most infamous co-hosted stream to me, at least, involved Albie. Oh. The most infamous co-host.
Oh no. Oh.
Do you mind explaining this?
Okay, so when I had Albie on, it was just me and Albie at first, and then some regular chatters that I sometimes have on my streams were like, "Hey, can I join? Can we please join?" And I, of course, okayed it with Albie, and Albie's like, you know what, sure, yeah.
Mhm.
And it eventually evolved to Albie, Sirius, who is my writer for my lore and also one of my friends. Actually, Nick, Lunar, Napsta from Albie's community, who has now become part of my community, and Maggie, Fate Magnet. We all just got onto the stream, and we were all flirting with Albie, while Albie was just trying his hardest to play his Pokemon game. Completely oblivious, not really giving any sort of recognition. And we're all... Then eventually they start flirting with each other, flirting with me. It became a...
I feel like in that case, if I was Albie, I would have done the same thing. Because I'm the kind of individual where when I was in a relationship, one of my past relationships, my girlfriend was just like, "Hey, let's hang out, let's do this stuff," and I'm just like, "Hold on, I'm playing Monopoly on my Switch. I'm trying to con the AI into giving me Park Avenue. You know, give me a moment."
He was finding a shiny. Okay, it was very important, and I totally understand.
Look, all I gotta say is, I appreciate the gesture, but I gotta get Park Place, okay? Like, you know how good those brown properties are? Those are diamonds in the rough. And the thing is, it's very easy. I was playing on hard mode with those. I was playing on hard mode with those AI. I was playing with 6 other AI bots, okay? And so, I understand she wanted attention. I'm like, I'll give you the attention. Just let me get this property, okay? Please. She's like, fine, and then she sat down, just sitting there, just, what, okay, so what's going on, you know, so teaching her how to play this, I'm just like, you know, oh, thank you for the follow, Mad Hatter, I appreciate it. Nice to meet you, welcome, you threw a bulge of Dr. Pepper, enjoy your stay. But, yeah, just that Albie, I relate to on a personal... Babe, I'm shiny hunting. Look, I relate to on a personal level because of that.
And actually, I experienced the same thing on my stream last night, where I was playing Terraria with Robe, but I was co-hosting with Sirius, so I was not in the same voice chat as Robe. And he had decided to spawn a boss, and I'm just like, oh my god. And we hadn't built an arena for it, so I could not get up high enough to properly attack it. So I was dying left, right, and center. So I was just running back, like, Sirius is sitting here trying to flirt with me, and I'm like, hang on, I am trying to kill this thing. And then afterwards, I'm like, yes, darling, what is it?
Just, oh, are you ready? Let's continue. I'm not now! I'm trying to fight the wall of flesh! Now is not the time! It's like, alright, okay, hold on. A simple no would have worked. You don't understand! I've died 3 times, and I don't want to waste my chance! Honey, it's time for bed. You know what time it is? Let's fool around. I don't care, honey! I'm in a fight! I need more men! Did you put down the banner? It's the god of war. It's the god of war energy of, honey, help me fight the wall of flesh, and my soul is yours. So dumb. Anyway, fire the flare. I need assistance. Don't worry, babe. I only need one hand to play my Switch. The other is checking my stuff. Oh, goodness. Zeus! I'm so stupid. Anywho. Sorry, just... Oh, help me destroy the wall of flesh, and my life is yours.
Oh God, we were about to fight the wall of flesh in our old world before Robe's PC got reset.
Oh no.
So we had to start the world over again.
I'm sorry. You do be
But
like
I
that
got to keep
sometimes.
my overpowered character, thankfully. So I'm
that's good at least.
So I'm sitting here basically being the tank for once.
Zeus, I'm playing Monopoly. Sorry, just saw that comment. Let me get Baltic, and my life is yours. Just pulls pulls community chest chance goes straight to jail. I love Monopoly. That's something I'd love to have, is just a Monopoly like stream night with friends.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Monopoly, so because the thing is, how I play Monopoly is I'm in it to win it, but the moment I detect I'm losing, I instantly fold everything and I sow seeds of discontent and just be like, I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I will definitely like gang up on someone else. But at the moment, like, somebody offers a better deal, I'm like, oh no, yeah, money speaks here. And so, oh, it's so good.
I would love to see that. That would be so much fun.
Like there arose a small inside joke between me and my best friend group. Where did you see like the new Star Wars movies at all?
I have seen most of them because Bunny is a big Star Wars fan, so I was forced to watch it.
Okay, so you know the part where Kylo Ren is just shouting, he's just shouting at his forces to like attack Luke Skywalker. He just says more.
Yes.
So it's become a little bit of an inside joke between me and my buddies of just anytime I'm bad, because I love trying to con the AI out of their properties. Because sometimes if you offer the most insane deals, they'll bring it down to slightly less insane. And so how dare you? How dare you throw that?
I didn't do anything.
See, you threw that, and now suddenly you're losing resolution.
No. This is what I get. This is what I get.
You know?
What is the pear wiggler?
Oh. You don't know what the pear wiggler is?
I've heard you mention it so much, but I never got the lore? Their origin?
So, the pear wiggler is a simulation that... How dare you? How dare you? I need to get...
Albie's on my side.
I need to get a picture of the pear wiggler up again. So the pear wiggler is a digital simulation. Can I please speak?
No.
I'm gonna fight each and every one of you.
Bring it on. I might be small, but I am mighty.
I hope. Alright, hold on. There it is. Okay. So. The pear wiggler.
Mm-hmm.
This is the pear wiggler. Is that a threat or a promise? Yes. So that is the pear wiggler. The pear wiggler is a digital simulation that shows the relationship, or the relationship between movement and damage to a pear in relation to its bruising. So the more movement it experiences in a container, with it moving freely, the more bruising and the more surface area it will receive bruising on the flesh of the pear itself. And so it's used to find out just how to optimize the movement of pears so that they don't bounce around as much because they're in trucks. You know, unless you
Mhm.
have a gyroscopic truck carrier that allows you to just make so it doesn't like bounce all over the place. You know, it's going to get bruised a lot unless they're held in place. Thus, the meme was born of bad and naughty children get put in the pear wiggler to atone for their crimes.
I love that. I also bruise so easily, so I'm gonna come out that thing battered.
And if you don't like that, you can get put in the bee sphere.
Bee sphere?
Yes, do you not know what the bee sphere is?
Oh my god.
Okay, so fun fact: Japanese honeybees kill hornets by enclosing them in a ball of bees, and then they shake it so fast it generates so much heat that they can cook hornets at 115 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they kill hornets, is they enclose it in a sphere of bees and violently shake it, so it makes it so hot it just cooks it alive. Ergo, bad and naughty hornets get placed in the bee sphere for punishment.
I think I would prefer the pear wiggler.
Most people prefer the pear wiggler. Freaking love the pear wiggler. So, anywho, the bee sphere, then isn't that just a beer? Perhaps. So, it's hot.
It's hot.
You just occurred to me. I don't. Where's Pizza Rat?
Pizza Rat.
Where's my gif of Pizza Rat? Just occurred to me. I don't have it. I found it, guys.
Good, good.
Because we had this on when we had Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, JT. Oh, I need to. Pardon me. I need to make a new source because I don't want to get rid of the pear wiggler source. See, this is what I do with my guest on stream: is waste their time by doing irrelevant memes.
Nah, I love this.
Well, they're gonna, if they don't leave from this, they're gonna leave in a moment because we're gonna talk about the food flowchart.
I remember this, yes. Mm-hmm.
Let us stretch it. We now have Pizza Rat.
Yes.
All right. So, for those, give it back, you rat. For those that don't know, I always
You
like
took
to.
me, Nezu. How could you?
I always like to introduce my guest as a little intermission, as a little break, to the food flowchart. Now, the food flowchart is a flowchart that we have created, that my head mod created in a drunken haze, that I have refined over the course of several streams into an unbreakable, unshakable flowchart where we can take any food or drink and throw it into 4 categories. So, you ready for this?
Because I think at one point I was in your comments talking about, what if I wanted to eat my dice from D&D?
Well, then we can still categorize this. All right, what's Dr. Pepper the Champ? Dr. Pepper's soup. It's in the soup category. You may not like it, but that's what it is.
Okay, so what might dice be? Let's find out.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you these questions. All right, now you have to answer them. So I'm not answering these questions. Any food or any drink that somebody might have, they have to answer these questions. That's not for me to answer.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
So, question 1: is it going to be eaten? Yes, no, or maybe?
Yes.
Is it state of matter, a solid, or a liquid?
Solid.
Is it a single mass or is it multiple parts?
Multiple parts.
Your dice is like, is it like a dice or a plural or die singular?
I have a whole ass vase filled with them that is holding up some Lego flowers. So, yes, multiple.
Okay, is it layered? Is it a layered dish?
Technically, yes, because I have multiple dice sets.
So are they layered in a way that is one set on top of the other, or is it intermingled?
A little bit of both, because the bottom is just my variety dice, and the top is my sets.
So would you say that in that case, following that question, is it a later dish, yes or no?
Yes, technically.
All right, then it's a sandwich. It's in the sandwich category.
Interesting sandwich. Mm-hmm.
It's the crunchiest sandwich. I only have one pair of one set of dice, and it's in a little like dime bag that I'm holding in my hand. So I don't have a lot of dice. I refuse. There's nothing to smush the dice between. Look, it's layered.
I mean,
You can smush the
he has
dice,
a point.
but you can smush the dice between whatever you want. It's a crunchy sandwich. Says the bat that never had any Dale Quiznos. I've never had Quiznos. Okay? I've never had a reason to have Quiznos. Why do I need Quiznos?
Rin! Hi, darling.
It is our boy Rinthio, the Rinthio.
We were actually talking about you earlier, Rin. Talking about duckies.
We were speaking ill of you and how you are the illest. I'm starting to sound like my mod now. What did I do to deserve that?
We only speak good about the baby.
So dice is an ingredient you can put in a sandwich. Does that inherently make it a sandwich? I think I'm thinking too deeply about this. So, the thing is
Lunar,
that...
hi, baby.
Hey, Lunar. So, the thing is that, JT, you gotta understand, ingredients aside, we're talking about something that is going to be eaten. So, if you want to take, say, a spice, which is an ingredient of spice, like, say you want pepper. If you're gonna eat pepper, you can still follow this, and it would go down the path where pepper is not layered; it's all one congealed thing, one homogenized thing. It'd be a salad because it's not layered; it's all just one giant mixed mess. So,
But a sandwich makes it seem like there's something holding it on either side to make it an easy vehicle from my hand to my mouth.
So we've defined that a sandwich is a solid, multiple-parted, layered dish.
But my dice, like if I try to do that, it really wouldn't work.
So if you put...
Because I need something as a vehicle to keep it from falling apart. Like there are like 50 dice in that thing.
Yeah, and so that would be one type of dice on top and a different type of dice on the bottom, and then some dice in between. You yourself defined it like that.
Yeah, but just sandwich makes it seem like there is some sort of thing keeping it together to make it easy to shove it into my mouth and eat it.
So that's the thing, Willow. You were going by humanity's conventional definition of what a sandwich is. Mine is a different definition of a sandwich, hence why it's called the food definition flowchart. This is the flowchart. This definition of food is an affront, is an apostate version of man's definition of what food is.
Interesting. This is interesting stuff to a tree. Yes.
It is heretical. Your hands are the solid multiple parts layered dish. What do you know?
I'm not going to eat my hands though.
No, it's just they're solid, and therefore, because it's a solid and a singular mass, your hand would be considered a steak, in the steak category rather. It's very easy to understand. Technically, a human I would disagree. A human is not a beef Wellington. Why? Because it's not wrapped in a pastry, nor is there prosciutto lined on the inside. Wait, what?
Albie, you can eat my hands.
Human is a soup? No, we've already been over this. This was a big point of contention, like quite a few months ago.
Emergency soup?
Emergency soup. You were there for that, Willow. Humans are not soup anymore because a human state of matter is not a liquid, it is a solid. Now, with the old flowchart, yes, it was soup, but now it's a solid, and we don't go by that old flowchart anymore. It's dumb. It's broke. It's whack. It's been fixed. Where do insects like stick bugs fall under in the chart? I still a steak. But what is a Panera Bread bowl? Soup with chicken noodle soup inside. Well, do you consider that a solid or a liquid? And if you're unsure, don't worry about it. That's the thing. I've created an out for this. I've created an out. If you're unsure on what the state of matter is, don't worry about it. Get stick bugged. Heck yeah. Humans are sandwich? No, humans are a steak. The sadness is a plasma. That's no, we're no. No, Panera Bread is just sadness.
I always love the chat whenever you bring this out. It's always so fucking hilarious.
It brings out the worst in people. A human's not a sandwich because it's not a layer. Humans are not layered.
I mean, aren't they though?
No, humans are not layered. Humans are one giant lump of mass.
But I mean, the skin, the fat, the muscle, tendons, the organs.
Well, but you can make the same argument for a watermelon because it has a rind and the meat inside. But we consider that
who eats the rind?
Plenty of people. South American cultures. Filipino cultures. Yeah.
Oh my god, now I'm realizing why my family in the Philippines were so disappointed in me.
There we go. There we go. The soul layer. Pardon me, Val. Actually, humans are liquid because they contain the 4 humors. I had some vodka that tastes like watermelon rind. Oh, goodness. This is just devolving into utter madness. Look, this is what happens, okay? This is what happens when...
This is lovely.
Onions have layers, but... Thank you, JT. Onions have quote-unquote layers, but it's still a singular mass. So, ergo, a human is still a steak. A human is in the steak category. A steak is a steak. A human's just in the steak category. Much like a mammal is not an animal. A mammal is a classification. A dog is a mammal. But we're not going to say a mammal is an animal because it's just incredibly vague. Question, where does hard candy fall in this chart? That's just... Hard candy is just a steak. It's in the steak category. And a milkshake is a soup. Its state of matter is still considered a liquid. Very few things are considered non-Newtonian states of matter. Very few things. Unless you're talking about, like, pudding. Pudding could technically go either way. Jello is still a solid. Thank you, didn't know what it was. But onions layers are made of the same thing, but skin and bone are not the same. Look, Albie, it's a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Chat decided we've been over this. If at
Do
the
you
end
argue with one of the gods? How could you?
He's the god
Especially
of
Albie of all people?
He's the god of innovation, not the god of the food definition flowchart.
Come on, we love Albie.
We love Albie.
And you're gonna...
But the food flowchart
He's
doesn't.
baby. It does. I say it does.
Is Dr. Pepper its own thing? Is it God? Dr. Pepper is God. Thank you for that. There you go. A little more serious.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, don't worry. We are Gucci.
What happened to me? What have you done to me?
Yes, I killed her. Gone to the void. Yes, I killed her. She gone.
I love how instantly everyone panicked. She's gone. Oh
no. All right. Back to the little guy. How does it feel, chat? How does it feel you're losing an argument to someone this small?
This small and cute.
Yeah.
He could be smaller.
They're smaller?
He could totally be smaller.
If I just turn a little bit, it's the funniest thing, because I just got like, that just looks like I'm looking up at you.
Oh my god! Sweet baby.
Wait, hear me out. Oh no, I'm
Oh
off
my
to this,
god.
it cuts me off. Ooh. It just comes out as. Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
America, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is why we do it. This is why I do the show. This is why. When you make fun of Val, that's who you're making fun of, someone who can't fight back. What? What's a god to a non-believer? A fool with a flowchart? Yes. Look, you might as well call me Martin Luther, because I'm about to throw 95 reasons at you why this flute flowchart works. Staple it to the doors of your chapel. If I don't acknowledge it, I can't lose. You can't object permanence your way around this chart. That's like saying, if I close my eyes and I cover my face, the sun doesn't exist. That was gonna be so Oh, this went off. This went off the rails so quickly.
I love it so much. This is typically what happens whenever I just sit here and talk with my chat.
So staring at the sun gives you superpowers. Alright, that's enough of that. You know, we got go to the Parawiggler.
Are you just putting everyone in chat into the Parawiggler?
No,
Yep,
I got put in the Parawiggler.
Get in there, you.
Maybe what I should do is I should just make a GIF of little Cookie Val here just being bounced around in that thing.
That would be so cute. Oh my goodness.
I just include like the Half-Life ragdoll sounds.
Yes.
So funny. All right. I'd say we move on. So it's a kickable Val. Let's go. No. Bad.
No, we do not kick. Val's baby.
I'm just a widow guy.
You're just a little guy.
You know, just for that, where is it? We're gonna dual win.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good job, Rin. You took 69 of my 64,000 fembucks. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's right. So I skewed it, so you have a 75% chance.
I would probably still lose, honestly.
Okay, so why don't we move on to one last section of chat before we get into our final 10 questions? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Holy cow, so much laughter today.
This has been great.
It's been fantastic. Considering that, you know, I didn't do the VOD last week, and I don't think I did it the week before. This is just a nice return to doing this. So
yeah.
So
this has been really fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we talked about how you were. You talked about how it's okay. It'd be okay to define yourself as someone who is kind of breaking into the quote-unquote lewd-tuber niche of VTubing. Is that correct?
I would say lewdsome is my title. I don't technically consider myself a lewd tuber because I don't have a lewd model. I don't have any lewd models.
Is that
I
some?
do say flirty, stuff, but
Is that something you want to transition into and kind of capitalize on, or
I kind of like where I am now. Like, I wouldn't mind having a more sexied up model, because one of my models is a succubus.
in this economy?
Because I had planned to be a lewd tuber before I decided to be comfy cozy. So that's why I have like 3 personalities on the channel. And if you ever look at my stream and you see the robot sitting on chat, that is Render. That is who I was going to be originally, a succubus cyborg.
I'm stuck
So
here
yeah.
in this economy. Think of the taxes. You and Nova have such a similar laugh.
Oh,
I've just been
do we?
here. Yes, like this that closed giggle where it sounds like it's very much in your chest, but it sounds very very jovial. If you listen next time he's there and you get him to laugh, really take a listen. Like that's a compliment, by the way.
Yeah, I know, because Nova's amazing.
Nova's awesome. For those that don't know, my wonderful artist Apophis Nova designed this entire set. So.
Don't forget to hydrate.
Oh, I have nothing to hydrate with.
How could you? How could you do this?
We love Nova in this household. We do. So, are there any creators that you've seen that you kind of look up to, that you kind of take an inspiration from in with your content?
I mean, there's been a few people, honestly. Like the flirtiness and stuff I've kind of taken from like Rope and put my own spin on it. Like with you, I started doing like a little bit of co-hosting. Like
what I kind of see a little bit of
really,
is... Yeah, go ahead.
like I was just gonna say, I don't really have like any other like people. Just whenever I have a close friendship, I kind of be like, oh, I like that about you. Let me just take that and make it a little bit like me.
Yeah, you incorporate those, a little bit of everything you learn from somebody who you meet. Like, I know that completely. Somebody who like, there was this manager I had when I used to work at Starbucks, who's this really chill and down-to-earth dude. And anytime he would see you, he'd always go, hey, bud. Or he'd say, what's going on, bud? He'd always say, he'd call everybody bud. He'd always say that. And that's something I've adopted a lot and it's like started saying a lot more in my life. It's just, I don't know, it's a very fun and friendly way to go about it.
I think I heard Ribs go, hell yeah, once, and I'm just like, I can't stop saying it.
Taking bits and applying it to oneself, didn't realize more people did that. Yeah, so that's a thing. I think it's something like cultural adaptation, where that's just like, everybody does it. And when I say everybody, I mean the human race does it. That is a psychological thing that is deeply rooted in genetics and our cultural psychology. Because what happens is, when we want to fit in with people, when we want to create connections, we typically adopt mannerisms that draw us closer to the individuals we're interacting with on a fairly regular basis. Because back in the day, those individuals of like caveman period, to not be social was to die. And so to interact and be social with people and to get in with that was something that's incredibly important. And so, it's just those little things that we all do, even if we do it unconsciously, we don't think we do it. Where you don't think you do it, you definitely do. Like, whether those are physical mannerisms that you may pick up, You know, if somebody is standing, like maybe with their hand on their hip or their arms are crossed, maybe you'll walk up and you'll cross your hands, your arms as well, or maybe you'll put your hands in your pockets and kind of show that kind of reserved nature. That way, you know, because just these little things that just mannerisms that appear and pop up. It's just human psychology. So it's super fascinating. So, pardon me, I didn't mean to go on a tangent about that.
No, you're fine. I do love listening to you talk. You have a lovely voice.
Aw, thanks. You too.
Thank you.
So, yeah, just going back to that, I think somebody who I could adequately kind of put you side by side with is somebody who I've rated with a little bit. My head mod also is a head mod for them. Their name is Mistress Lenore. Now she is much more into the I don't know if I would necessarily call her a YouTuber, but she is definitely an ASMR VTuber. And she is a succubus. That is her model and her lore. But she does a lot of just ASMR stuff. And so a lot of it is just, you know, making people feel good, make people feel happy, you know. And when I say people feel good, I'm talking about the aspect of, you know, that wholesome recreation of just being together with people that you typically do in your streams. I think that would be an adequate way of looking at how you do things. Because, oh, what's going on, Silver? Good night. Have a good one. I am saluting you. You can't see it, but I am doing that. But yeah, like, she does her ASMR streams, but lately she's getting back into her roots of getting back into gaming. Like, she was actually she loved streaming Fortnite and played that a lot. And so she just, ASMR really picked up and took her off, where she, you know, she has a, you know, a little bit of a bigger following now. So, you know, in terms
I have to look into her.
Yeah, I mean, she's awesome. Super cool. Let's see if I can find her on Twitch Tracker.
Oh, are you talking about me? Am I a plant?
No, Mistress Lenore. Oh, wait, is she a plant? She is a tree.
Yes, I am a tree.
Yeah, so there we go. There, I found her on Twitch Tracker. You know, how many followers does she have? 6,000. And her average viewers is 358. So, oh, that was this week. Holy crow. Good on her. Of all time, her all-time average of viewers is 48. But recently, she's been popping off.
Hell yeah.
So, I'd say that would be a decent a decent thing to kind of look at yourself a little bit and kind of, you know, see a little bit of the kind of content that, you know, doing in the future. Not necessarily ASMR, but just she certainly fosters a community of wholesomeness and genuine human connection. Hello, welcome. Oh, is it Ackley? Regardless, we're doing great here. We're actually going to be wrapping up soon. But yeah, any final thoughts or any final things to, you know, talk about, you know, whether it's your growth, you as an individual, you know, what we can expect for you in the future?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm going to be dipping a bit more into some lootsome stuff. But hopefully I'm also wanting to start a little bit of ASMR stuff once I can fund the microphone for it.
Are you gonna be getting the 3DO one? I swear, if you're getting the 3DO one.
Would you recommend something else?
In terms of ASMR, no. I'm going to offer one recommendation. Get a decent preamp that can that can make you louder. What's going on, Aurora? How are you doing? Yeah, just
yeah.
like because Lenore has that 3DO microphone, but my biggest complaint is that it's incredibly quiet. And so I
Mhm.
have to constantly jack my audio all the way up to try and hear her. So, how am I not in your Discord already? I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, like, I don't mind any recommendations because I genuinely like it when people try to help me.
In terms of ASMR, I know nothing about it. Um, it's something I've thought about learning a little more of because audio and whatnot, but like,
Mhm.
unfortunately, I don't have any like information to give you to help on that other than,
You're fine.
hey, did you boost the level of your mic?
Yeah. I mean, if I do go do that, I might have to ask for some help,
Uh-huh.
either with you or Phantom,
Yeah.
because I'm not good with technology. There's a reason I have at least 2 tech people helping me at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Technology's hard.
it
Also, for
is, and I'm very good at breaking it.
it do be like that. Also, for those that just joined, don't worry. I gave you the role. There's 2 roles you have to have. There's the verified and there's the fembat role, and that's to weed out the bots because you have to hit it twice. Because they typically just hit verified, and verified doesn't do anything.
Mhm.
Fembat is the one that actually does stuff, but I gave you guys the role, so now you should be able to interact and see things. So yeah, well, that's awesome. Like, in the fact that you're making this much progress and you're trying to maintain this momentum, it's inspiring to see. So what is that Star Wars quote? I can't remember. We will watch your future with great interest. It's from yeah, that's I believe that's what Emperor Palpatine says. Like, we will watch your future
Mhm.
with great interest. So
I
yeah,
will try not to let you down.
don't try not to let yourself down, because I think that's the biggest thing that we often don't think about. No, so you could let us down, that's okay, but the moment you let yourself down, that's when it goes downhill. So
Mhm.
I think it's career, but same diff. What an XCOM quote that was. Mile, you play XCOM? Okay, we need to talk. You and I will need to talk. Sorry, not that many people I know play XCOM. I actually really like XCOM, but I never talk about it. We will watch
You'll
respectfully,
watch
yes.
respectfully. Respectfully. Mhm.
Jeez. We will watch respectfully. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, people are messaging in my server.
Oh goodness.
But thank you all for joining my server. Heck yeah. The more the merrier. We
Yeah.
recently crossed more than 300 people in the server, and it's only growing from here.
Awesome.
So spread the word. If you have friends that want to be a part of a cool server, I'm gonna be organizing a movie night soon.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't know why, I've really been wanting to watch Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
I have never heard of
You've
that.
never heard of it?
Continue.
It's such a good movie.
You tell me when, and I'll mark that time off. So I can make sure that I'm there for it.
You know what Wallace and Gromit is, right?
Yes.
So Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. It's a movie where Wallace gets bit by a were-rabbit, so to speak, and he turns into this thing. Stuff happens, and so it's just really funny. It's really good. I've just been really wanting to watch it. So
Yeah.
we'd either be watching that as the first movie for the movie night, or we'd be watching the original, like, 2007 or 2004 Yakuza movie, which is just like so cheesy but so good. But I'm erring on the side of the first one.
Both
So
I don't think I've seen, so I'd be better for that.
yeah, fun. All right, so guys, it's that time where we must ask our 10 questions and then end the meme fight scene of that movie. Oh heck yeah, where the dog, like the bulldog and Gromit are fighting. Yeah. We shall be asked how am I? Oh, I'm doing great. It's doing the VOD is always a pleasure. It's always a fun thing to do. So, anywho, it's time for me to ask my 10 questions. Now, these 10 questions were created by writer director actor James Lipton that he would often ask his guests at the end of a show inside the actor studio. And these questions have no right or wrong answers. They are just for us to see what your responses are and for us to see what you say. So for those who have not seen, who are in chat, I encourage you guys to follow and play along with us and give us your answers to these as well. You know, give us your answer and maybe give us a little bit about why it's your answer, because I would love to know. Now, Willow, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. I am.
All right, so question number 1, what is your favorite word? Baba
Dice?
Booey?
That is Bravo, I know it.
Yes, Baba Booey. It's a good one.
Very good one.
So what is your favorite word?
Probably dice, because
Dice?
it makes me happy and it makes me excited, and I'm just I'm a simple creature, you know.
Hold on. Let me see if my mic can pick this up. Where it's I don't know if you can hear that.
Math rocks.
Bath rocks?
Math.
Oh, math rock.
Math rocks.
I'm like, bath rocks? Wouldn't that just be bath salt? I never understood. I was never a big D&D person. I'm still not a big D&D person. However, like, and I never owned a D20 in my life, and it wasn't until very recently my buddy gave me a bag of dice, because it was a buy two get one at this convention we went to, and he's like, hey, do you want this? You know, I got an extra one. Do you want this? And I'm like, oh, you know, sure, I'd love it. And now that I have a really nice sparkly D20, I'm like, now I see why kids are addicted to these things.
Yeah, there's a whole reason I have an entire little section on my Discord called Dice Goblin, so that I can show off how many different sets I have. Let me...
Oh. Dice crossbow. I see. Well, I may have to peer at that a little bit. Maybe I'll post the dice I got in my server.
You should.
I'll post it in
I think I have
too.
like 17 sets, not including
Oh
the
my
miscellaneous.
How many dice towers?
I also...
I don't have any dice towers.
I have a dice crossbow. Does that work?
Maybe one of these days I'll do a hand cam stream and I'll show you guys like the dice in action.
Heck yeah! I've been wanting to do a little hand cam one day, because I want to build Legos and show off my Magic the Gathering decks, because I have so many of those as well.
Well, I have I on my what is it? My throne. I have a singular Lego set that I have not built the Lego set. Like I've not had a Lego set since I was like 11. And so I've just never justified buying a Lego set. And somebody's like, you should put a Lego set on your throne. I'm like, should I? And it was like, yeah. And so now I have the Lego bonsai tree that's on there. I'm like, you know, I'm like, if this gets funded, I'll build it on stream.
Yes.
So, but you know, just the bonsai tree I just really like. I just like its aesthetic. Not to mention the leaves are like frogs. So
That's so cute.
So yeah. All right. Second question. What is your least favorite word?
Gonna get sad again, but like bye or goodbye.
Oh.
Just the finality of it.
There's a reason. Like I tell people that whenever I say goodbye to people, like doesn't matter who it is for the most part, I always tell people like I love you whenever I like end a phone call or I say goodbye to them to like those who I really care about. And you never know when you'll see them again. So, you know, just remember that. It's always important to, my advice is always say I love you to those people you truly care.
Yes, always let them know that you care, because you never know when it's going to be the last time. Because I got to experience that with my grandmother. So, yeah, always let them know.
I got to experience that with my mother.
Oh,
So
honey.
life has an interesting way of doing that, and
Mm-hmm.
chiming in at the worst times. But it makes me happy that the last phone call I had with my mom was, I did tell her I loved her, and because she was very sick, and I
Mm-hmm.
told her that I love her. I'm like, I hope you get better. She's like, okay, can't wait to see you. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, pardon me, that's really depressing. Yeah.
I kind of had the same call with my grandma. Because, she had been sick in the hospital with a heart condition that kind of haunts our family.
Mhm.
Um, and I called her and promised her that when she got out, I would, go spend some more time with her, go hang out with her some.
Yeah.
And she was so excited that I called her before she went in.
Yeah. At least for me, it was um, when COVID was at its peak, and I was in
Yeah, actually.
an entirely different state, and I just didn't have the money to fly home. But even then, they weren't allowing anybody to go in and see her. So
With my autoimmune stuff, I couldn't go and see her. I couldn't say goodbye. So.
hug your loved ones. Like, didn't mean to get depressing, but hug your loved ones.
Oh
Tell them
my
you
god,
love
so
them.
sorry.
Tell them you love
Tell them
them.
you love them.
So, and if you won't tell your loved ones that you love them, I will find them and I will tell them that I love them.
We will tell them that we love them.
I will find your dad and I will kiss your dad and tell your dad I love him.
I'll take your mother.
Well,
I'll marry her. I'll treat her like the princess she is. I'll be your new mommy.
for those that don't understand, I'm referencing the YouTube channel The Game Grumps, where they just went on a whole 8-minute bit about just like kissing dads and just be like, I'm gonna kiss your dad because I'm a truth seeker. And just every so often I'll like with random one of my friends will be like, hey, how's your dad? Does your dad use plenty? Does your dad use plenty of chapstick? Because if so, I hope he has kissably soft lips. Basically, what I'm saying is, does your mom kiss your dad enough? Because if not, I'll kiss your dad. Oh, pardon me. No, sorry. We had to have a little bit of a break from that depression, that little sad bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said.
We needed a silly goofy.
Yeah, like I said, real talk though. Tell your loved ones you love them because you never know when will be your last. Okay, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Like beautiful things, like gemstones and crystals, flour, pretty dice, light catchers. I have a weakness for like shiny, pretty things. I'm a little magpie.
Former President
And
Theodore Roosevelt. That man was beautiful because he was the people's president.
but yeah, just pretty things. Like especially in some of my drawings when I was really big into drawings, it had a lot of those. And as you can see, like even with my character here, I incorporated the beautiful nature vines that I love so much. Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm really excited for when I go to Japan is as we're traveling, like we're excited to spend a lot of our time we're going to be spending half of our trip in Tokyo and the other half is going to be spent in Osaka, going back and forth between Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe, Niigata. And we're just so excited to experience that mountainous countryside of Japan, that the nature of it. Because honestly, you just, unless you live by these places, back when I was living in Las Vegas, any chance we loved going up to the mountain areas in Las Vegas, or the deserts. It's just spending time with nature is always just a fun privilege. What's going on, Mikey?
Nice.
More Wiggly emotes.
Very cute.
Freaking love Wiggly. New things. I don't know how to answer. I just like the idea of making her sing. Heck yeah. New things. The prospect of innovation. Where's Albie? The prospect of
Albie.
The prospect of innovation is something that certainly drives people to move creatively, spiritually, emotionally. So the inverse of that. What turns you off creatively, spiritually, emotionally?
Hmm. Negativity.
Negativity.
Like it really just kind of stops any mood, good or bad, just in my tracks. And I'm like, well, I don't like the vibes in this.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't.
so,
I don't like negativity either. Negativity is just. Yeah, it's just a mood killer. It's not fun for anyone.
but
Discouragement.
yeah, that's the biggest form for me.
Any form of failure doesn't help my brain. Stops me from doing a lot of things. But seeing something I planned for fail sucks. Yeah, failure. Failure is a hard one, but I feel like understand that failure is sometimes a necessary thing because you do not. Sometimes you can't grow if you don't fail. That's not to say that failure every time is necessary in order to grow, but failure helps you understand where your faults lie and how you can be better, but it also helps humble you too. So, if you're, I think a good illustration of that was I saw a clip of young Sheldon earlier today where Sheldon wanted to learn how to throw a football. And he's like, why are you, his father's like, why try to learn how to throw a football? Because I want to learn how to fail, or I want to fail at something. He's like, all right, I'll teach you how. Like, all right. So you're just gonna take this bit, you take the football, throw it back, and throw it like a tomahawk. He's just like, all right. Like, I'll stand back here. He's just like, okay. And so he's like, get ready, 1 on 3, 1, 2, 3, throw. And he throws the football, and it was like a perfect throw. And he throws it with enough force that almost makes his dad step back. He's just like, what? He's like, the hell? That was perfect. It was like, dang it, I can't even. It's like I can't even fail at that. He's like, where are you going? He's like, time to hit the showers. I guess I'm a jock now. I'm like, so understand that failure can be good sometimes. Failure sucks when it happens, but it's how you react to failure that helps build you up. So there's my 2 cents on that, but I can understand. What is your favorite?
I guess I'm just a little weird, silly.
Goofy?
I expect failure, and I appreciate when success happens.
That's how I live my life. I always tell people, I keep my expectations low on everything. Because the thing is, if I keep my expectations low, I won't be disappointed when it doesn't go my way. But if it does go my way and it exceeds my expectations, we'll always be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Like with streaming, I didn't expect this to happen. I expected to maybe get 1 viewer if I'm lucky. And now we're here.
Oh, trust me, I know it. Like when I joked about being a streamer with my head mod, and I was like, I'll be a streamer because it'll be funny. Why not? Hee hee hoo hoo. I'm like, if I ever got big, if I ever got a bigger audience, hee hee hoo hoo. And somehow I'm almost about to hit 500. I'm 10 away from hitting 500 followers on Twitch, which I
very nice.
Didn't think I would ever come close to. So
you should maybe let the head mod choose what happens to celebrate.
Oh no. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for 500. I have a maid, like a femboy maid stream that I owe everybody that I haven't done yet.
Yes, you do owe this.
And then I also have a karaoke stream that I was gonna do that I haven't.
These are great.
And so that was for my 200 and then 300 follower milestones.
12-hour stream.
I'm not doing a 12-hour stream. It's 12 hours of I just stare at my camera and don't say a word. Yeah.
6-hour stream?
Mayhaps.
You could invite on people to kind of keep the momentum going,
Or I could just sit there and sleep on stream.
I mean, there are sleeping streams.
Where's my boy Vega?
Wait, Vega did that?
No. Vega, my nickname for him is God's sleepiest boy. He suffers from narcolepsy.
Oh.
He's a precious cinnamon roll, and I love Vega.
Vega's wonderful.
Vega's wonderful.
So sweet, so sweet.
If you're here, Vega, I love you. All right.
We love you, Vega. You're wonderful. Next question.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Wow. That was said with a lot of... That was said with a lot of... I don't think I need to... I've heard people say that word plenty of times. I don't think I need to go into it.
But see, the thing is that actually has a bit of a story to it. Because my husband found this little video of this little puppy, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute, honey.
Oh,
so he shows it to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ring
Yep.
speak. Fuck.
Yep, that's exactly... As soon as you said that, that's exactly where my mind went. It's a good one. It's a good one. So, if I were to ask you the next question of what sound or noise do you love, is it that noise?
It's actually like keyboard clickies.
Pardon me, just slamming my
And
keyboard.
people keyboard clickies and people popping their joints, like cracking their bones.
Excuse me? Don't worry, guys. This one's for you. Oh no! Oh, whoop. That was my neck.
Oh my goodness.
I got a lot of pent
That
up.
was delicious.
I got a lot of pent up stress.
Oh, honey.
Oh, you should hear my back. It sounds like the 4th of July.
Promises.
No. Noise is laughter from something I caused. It's a self affirmation of doing right to make people happy. Oh heck yeah! So let's go into that next. So you'd have to say that keyboard clickies and popping, like somebody popping their joints, is what you love to hear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then, what do you hate to hear?
Wet mouth noises.
Oh, I hate wet mouth noises. It is not hard to avoid.
Or people wetly, loudly chewing with their mouth open. Just any of that sort of stuff. I just stop. I will go over and hold their mouth shut if I could. Just shh.
It's like people who chew with their mouth open. I hate it. Like, how do you just smack your lips? I just want to smack you upside the head.
Yes.
Like, oh, my mother would get on me so much for that when I was a child, and it's just like genuine screaming. Like, loud can be funny, but the tone is what changes it. So it's the difference between me like screaming because I got jump scared versus like screaming because like I'm afraid. Oh, whew, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's kind of meaning like screaming, like
Oh yeah, screaming at someone.
just screaming at them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't like that either. But that's a story for a different time.
I will cry if people raise their voice at me.
If somebody's yelling at me, I'll get angry at them. But if I'm in another room and I hear people screaming, I just feel genuine fear and panic.
Oh, honey.
That comes from deeply rooted childhood issues that I'm sorting out with
yes.
with my therapist.
The childhood trauma. I also have that.
Ugh. So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I ain't good at it, but I like singing.
There you go. So you'd want to be a singer?
If I could find a way to do that and sing goodly, I would love that.
There you go. Building computers. I like it. Those are all good passions. I like them. What profession would you not like to do?
I already know this because I did it. Working with the fucking public.
Like a civil servant?
I was a cashier. I was one of the people on the work floor at a clothing store. And I dealt with such shitty people that would actually sit there and be hateful to me till I cried in front of them.
Yep.
It's like that was their goal, and I'm like, "Why?"
That's why I like working, like, I mean, technically I'm working quote unquote customer service, but right now, like, for my second job, but I stock shelves overnight, so it doesn't, I don't have to really talk to anybody. And so the people that I do have to talk to, like, who are customers, they're typically genuinely very nice. But that's because I live in a small college town, where a large majority of the population is just older people that are just really nice.
Mhm.
So I'd rather be crushed by glass under a Buick Regal than deal with the public.
'Cause
Just
I don't know
on.
why, but when I'm working, I
Mhm.
just seem to attract creeps and hateful, mean people, is what my coworkers would always say.
Mm, yeah, when I used to work at Starbucks, all the old people, like especially these old men, thought like just because I was a dude, just like they can talk to me about things that demean the women in my workplace, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, that's a sick thing that you just said. I'm going to report you.
Mhm.
So, it makes a lot of the men feel just as uncomfortable as it does for the women who experience that too, because a lot of those just like, why would you say things like that? You know, just be nice, just be a normal human being. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's really not. I actually had one of those moments where I had
Mhm.
just started working, I was 16. My coworker, who was in his mid
No.
to late 20s, had apparently a customer say something sexual about me, and he's like, "That is a child."
Mm, mm.
"That is a child, get out of here." And I'm like,
Yep. Yep.
he was
That.
one of my favorite coworkers. Him and his brother were always so sweet to me.
Mm, mm. That's awful. I'd actually like to
Mhm,
attempt
mhm.
a work forward style job so I can see if my ability to annoy the annoyance out of people works. But also, Rin, if it's a Buick Regal, that's fine. Just make sure it's not a Buick LeSabre because that's my car. I love my Buick LeSabre. It's a couch. It's a grandma couch on wheels. Like,
That sounds nice.
I have many a night I've slept in my car during a lunch break, and it was okay. It's the best,
Oh, that's
no,
very nice.
but it's good. I'll take your glass out if you make me mad into it. Please take my windshield. My windshield's cracked. I was gonna call Safe Light, but then I realized that I guess my car insurance didn't cover it. So I'm like, here we are,
Oh,
still
honey.
almost 2 years in with a cracked windshield because I don't have the money to afford a new windshield. Anywho, last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh boy, we're about to get real again. You did great. You did enough. You were enough. What you endured was worth it.
I like it. It's a very it's a very common thing, but it's still equally powerful because a lot of times it says a lot about our society when faced with an omnipotent being, all you want is affirmation. And hopefully the next generation, we as younger individuals, we have children, we can be the ones to be like, you know what, you did good, kid. You are my child and you did good. Because it says a
Yeah.
lot about, like, I don't know how many times my dad was told that by his parents. My how many times my parents were told by my grandparents, you did good. Because at least with my
Yeah.
parents, they were very loving and very much supportive and affirmative with a lot of those things. So, you know,
Yeah, they were very supportive, but they were also very like, okay, time to be realistic. Because I wanted to be an artist when I grew up, right?
uh huh.
So they're like, that's great. I support this, but how about you get a real job along with that? I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's what my dad did. Was I'm like, I want to be a musician. I want to play my bass in symphonies, and my dad's like, son, you don't practice enough to be good enough to be a part of a symphony. And I'm like, you're right. I don't practice enough and I'm nowhere near good enough, so I'll do something else. He was like, attaboy. Like, it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me because like, everyone just, oh man, and I was like, no, don't worry. At the time, I didn't practice every day. I was playing in my high school orchestra, and I loved music, but the thing is, I didn't put in the work to want to get to that point. And my dad was saving me from the whole heartbreak of trying to get into it now. And what really solidified it was when I was talking with my personal teacher, where I was practicing with him. I'm like, yeah, no, this is what I want to do. He's like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because one thing if you're using it to get into college, it's another if you want to actually do it as a profession. Because the people who want to do that stuff are at a significantly higher level than you are right now, and chances are you won't get it. Because the thing is, he's played with the symphony in Las Vegas for a very long time, and so he served on a board of jurors for auditioning, and so he knows a thing or two about it. So and I'm like, okay, thank goodness I was told not to do it, because now I do audio engineering and I do voice acting, and that's my passion. And my dad's like, yeah, you're doing great at that, you're awesome at that, go for it. So it worked out in the end. Had that logic of content making, like how it couldn't work no matter what I wanted to try. So trying now is freaky. Now suddenly I was like, it's all good. Yeah, it is.
Hi, Schmoozer.
It happens. What's going on, Schmoozer? Heck yeah, our friendly neighborhood Schmoozer.
Hell yeah.
On a side note, so the reason why I'm so hesitant to tell my family about it is, like, with my dad especially, during Christmas time, I had to sit down and tell my dad about the reality of, like, social media and like what social media really is, because my dad's in his 60s. My dad's in his mid 60s, and so he's very much adapting and growing to the internet and all that. But like, I was telling him about what content creation is and just how social media is so much different than he expected, because he always thought that social media was just like television. And so I had to, because my dad's a conservative individual, but he's a little less conservative, a little more moderate. He all these things. Believes in gun control, but he also believes in pro-choice with abortion and all that. And so we're not talking about that. I'm just saying that's kind of where my dad is. He's a very tolerant and a very honest and welcoming individual. But watches some conservative outlets. Likes watching Fox News. That's okay. I had to tell him that social media does not conform to the standards of public television. And so what the thing is that when you see channels like political commentators on YouTube or on social media, they don't care about who you are, what your opinion is. And so they don't care about any of that. And so this is how content creation is these days, and this is why television's dying. And so it was a very revelatory experience for my father to be like, oh, that's what social media is? Interesting. And so I'm like, if that's how he felt about it, I don't know how I'd feel. Like, father, I am an anime character, and I make a fool of myself on the internet in front of 5 people if I'm lucky. So
yeah, I don't know how to explain what I do on stream to my family, especially my younger sister, who is more, I guess, savvy with the internet than I am in my ye old age. But they're like, you know what? As long as you're having fun, sweetie, go ahead. And I'm like, if only you knew I was a plant woman on the internet.
A plant woman?
That says flirty things and acts like a mommy to many.
I stream, and that's all I needed to say. That's all that needed to be said. There you go. Well,
yeah, that's all that needed to be said to my sister.
This has been a fun episode of the VOD. I hope you had as much fun as I did. We learned a lot.
It was so much fun.
Most importantly, we threw a whole bunch of Dr. Peppers. So, with that in mind, it's time for me to ask our last and, in my opinion, our second most important question. That is, Willow, who shall we raid that we have not raided before? And before you have, oh, do you already have an answer?
Mhm, I do.
Okay.
It is a good friend of mine and also one of my tech people, and I believe it's his affiliate anniversary going on right now.
Oh.
And he just started streaming, like 20 minutes ago.
Well, there you go. So that first one is for our wonderful subscribers, and the one below it is for our wonderful followers. So if you're not subscribing, I highly encourage you guys to subscribe because you get access to a bunch of neat and fun emotes. Ah, thank you, Schmoozer, for the 50 bits. But I highly encourage you guys to subscribe. That way you get access to those wonderful emotes and you can support me. I'm going to try and do some Discord integration where subs get a role in my server. So I need to figure that out. But yeah, if you could put their name in the chat for all to see, that would be awesome. So while you do that, it's time for me to do our little outro. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and especially joining me with our wonderful guest. Like, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that we got to do this. Like, the VOD is a fun time for all of us to grow and to learn to bond, you know. So thank you guys so much for joining me for that. I might stream tonight, I might not. I don't think I'm actually gonna stream tonight with the lads, with the Yippee Bug Mafia. But I will probably be joining them. So yeah, look for that on my Discord and my Twitter. And with that in mind, join me on Saturday. It's only going to be for an hour, but we're going to be having Slurpa VT as our guest on Saturday. So join us then at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. My name is Val. This has been the wonderful WillowTreeNeccromancy. And I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful night. With that in mind, let me actually.
Bye.
I haven't even typed in the thing yet, Willow.
You gotta be quick, man. Gotta be quick with it.
I was lost in the sauce. I was lost in the sauce.
You're okay, darling. It's just how I say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah. All right, let's get these wonderful viewers in so we can raid. Oh,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right.
I love how they knew immediately.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, I will catch you either tonight or on Saturday. I might be in my server. I might be in my server VC right after we raid. So if you want to talk to me, hang out for a couple minutes, join the server. And with that in mind, we're gonna raid out. Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.
I think it's the first one and the fourth one got combined, where your outline and silhouette would have been added.